Yeah.
So speed it up just a little bit.
Check it.
Okay.
Taking my time to drop this rhyme. Cause in these streets you can't pretend like you're blind. Cause if all you see is disaster, if you have a heart and a brain, then you know what you should be after. This is our tattoo, Wednesday night tattoo, and it stands for tough answers, tough topics often overlooked. I've got Javar on here. Yeah, our topic was outbreak. All right, and what I was using outbreak to be is beyond your comfort zone and our social responsibility. And so here's the definition of outbreak. Outbreak is a sudden or violent increase of activity. All right. These are the three areas we want to outbreak in. We want to encourage people who attend T.A.T.T.O.O to outbreak into our communication, connection, and creativity. We want to do a lot better with that. Sometimes people are kind of squeamish with not really replying to texts. And all right, now before we even get into that, I just kind of define some of these words that we're hearing, like social distancing, which is a way to keep people from interacting closely or frequently enough to spread an infectious disease. And sometimes, Javar, what I'm finding, a lot of young people, or a lot of our people, aren't taking this seriously. They're not social distancing. Now, if you all live in a house together, and just like my wife and I, we don't necessarily social distance in the house. We're like one unit. Basically, everyone in the house is one unit, unless someone's being quarantined. All right. So social distancing is something that should happen when you go out. You go to the market, go to the store, go to Home Depot, or wherever you're going. You should have your mask on, and you should be, not coming up all up on people, shaking hands. And I know it's just like Sunday, I gave you a fist pump. But even that, man, just the touching, because this disease, there's no vaccine for this disease. And sometimes people aren't taking it serious. All right, the next one is quarantine. So you read what quarantine says.
Separates and restricts the movement of people who have been exposed to a contagious disease to see if they become sick. It lasts long enough to ensure the person has not contracted an influence disease.
Infectious, yes. So that's what a quarantine. So I know we throw that phrase around. We're saying we're quarantined, but let's understand what that means. Quarantine means that we're restricting ourselves and our movement for a period of time to see if we are sick. All right. Would you read that for me, Javar? Isolation.
Isolation prevents the spread of an influence disease.
That's infectious.
Infectious disease by separating people who are sick and from those who are not. It lasts as long as the disease is contagious.
So now that's what we're all doing now. I know, just like you and I said on Sunday, we're tired of staying in the house. I'm tired of it too. But this is called isolation, and we're in yellow, right? So we're starting to, but still the numbers are going up. So but we're still isolating ourselves. We're not just hanging out at coffee shops and sitting where we want to sit, touching surfaces, touching people. And no, we still have to. So isolation is preventing that.
But people sometimes don't get, sometimes they don't understand between allergies and the virus. I'm starting to have allergies.
Yeah.
So.
It can be a little confusing, especially if you start coughing and you have a little fever. It may be because of your allergy. My wife has allergies, and so that happens. So, but we have to be careful, Javar. Okay, so now let's go into our outbreak and communication. So these things here, I want to know how you're feeling. How are you doing? Like you, Javar, because when I saw you on Sunday, it's good to see you. My objective was to put my eyes on you so I could, and you and others in the community. ask how you're doing. What do you need? What do you think you need right now? Because you're out of school now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a computer?
Yeah, I have at least 3 now because this one I'm using and my other 2 that's in our channel local newsroom. Keep them safe.
Oh, awesome. We're going to outbreak into better communication. What that means is, no longer, it takes a week for you to reply to a text. One young lady told me, I only check my emails once a week. That's no good. I need you to look at your email every day. You should be up on communication, especially when you're connected to me or any other organizations that are transmitting and sending information to you. All right. The other thing, and that goes along with our connection. And I asked some people, if you are connected to Momentum and connected to T.A.T.T.O.O, we can help you out. If you need a tablet computer or some things, we could try to help with that process. And we want to outbreak into our creativity. It's our new normal now. We have to connect to people that care about you, number one. Don't put that off. Online education. Now, of course, nothing replaces being in a classroom. Nothing replaces that. But this is our new normal. And a lot of graduate students have acquired their degrees via online education. So don't run away from that. That's what we're saying. That's something you should really be involved in. Okay, so the other thing we're outbreaking into is our creativity. Now, what I've done since we've been in isolation, I've dropped a whole album about 2.5 months ago, and I'm still creating music even today. So we're outbreaking into our creativity. This is what you should be doing. Don't waste any time. If you're home and we're all isolated, all right, remember I gave you the definition of isolation is it prevents the spread of an infectious disease by separating people who are sick from those who are not. This is more so like what we're all doing. Quarantines mean you were exposed to somebody, and we need to watch you for like 14 days to see if you get sick. So we just kind of throw out some definitions here as we're being socially responsible. And the title of this lesson was Outbreak, and mean beyond your comfort zone. And this is what we're forced to do now. There's a lot of things we are forced to pay more attention to now than we were before.
Yeah.